It's gonna be very in-depth training, so.
Do I have time to run and grab my meds?
Okay. Alright. I just told my guild I'm doing chrono training in your Discord, so we'll see if anybody joins. Got a little group of people to the south. Dude, it was Ethan right there. What was they looking at? Looking at that keep, huh? Okay. So basically, where to start? Alright, so what I'm gonna do is go over what chrono is, the descriptions. I'm gonna go over basically what the chrono can do, what it fits in a Zerg, yada yada, skills, traits, weapons, what's preferred as meta, what's not, usefulness, etc, etc, etc. So alright, so basically, what is a chrono? Well, a chrono, as you can probably tell, is a fan favorite for commanders right now. It offers one of the best supports as far as boons, sustain, with the exception of the engineer and firebrand. So it's got its place in the meta, definitely in a Zerg. For a Zerg size, you only want about 3 to 4 chronos max. For coordinated IOLs, pulls, gravity wells, shield 5, everything that we're going to be going over. And if you want to meme it up a bit, you can always do portal bombs and whatnot. So we'll kind of go over. Oh, it's about to be interesting. Alright, so right now I'm set for portal bombs, but so basically let's go over the chrono. So for the meta right now, what I run, what my guild runs for the most part, is we run essentially these are the two mandatory ones. It's a focus and the shield, and then you can pretty much do anything. I run a sword. Basically, what I run is I run energy for my sword, and then I run sigil of absorption for my focus and my shield. So the reason why is because the absorption sigil steals 3 boons when interrupting a foe. Well, if you look at the focus, that's an interrupt, and on the shield, that's an interrupt. Tides of Time. Now, here's a cool thing. Tides of Time has no enemy count. Basically, you can hit as many enemies as possible. By the way, there's about 25 plus right there. Alright, so how many we got? 23. Alright, so I'm gonna initial portal bomb. There's other chronos in here. Who wants to be another portal bomb? Say I.
What's the ability for portal bomb?
Basically, portal bomb is port, mass, and vis.
Does it has another name?
Like, oh, basically, this is a group. This is mine for portal bomb. Basically, blink, IOL, portal, and mass, and vis. It does 20 people, so I need at least 2 people for 23 people. Whoever wants to do it, I'm about to do initial port now. Alright, so what I do is on initial ports, everybody in power and stealth and blast. Port on me in 3, 2, 1, and port now. And push out, push out, push out, push out. And bomb to the right, 3, 2, 1. And range on star, range star. Alright, so they pull back. Back up, guys, back up, back up. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. They're going to engage us, they're going to engage us. And repair, repair. Get in, repair. Goodbye, green. Hopefully you're inside. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, heals on the gate. Heals to the left. Alright, cool. Alright, let's pull back. Alright, let's go upstairs. Alright, so the reason why they were able to do that is because they sniffed us. They saw us from miles away. The cool thing about ports is this is 5,000 meters, so you can do some really fun things with it. Also, just pro tip, I don't know if y'all know about blinking in this tower, but you can actually jump down here and you can blink up to star to the right. You can blink up to the left. If you come down here, oh, gate's open. All right, back up, back up, back up, back. Come, come, come. You can blink all the craziness. So yeah, it's fine. I'm just basically, there's a fight here. That's why I'm sidelining it right now. Splinter. All right, Nish port down. Mass and Vis. Empower guys, mod up. Stealth blast, stealth blast. Port on me is 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's KNT too. And port now. And range pressure, range pressure, range bomb, range run. Stab me, stab me, stab me. And dodge right, dodge right, dodge right, dodge right. And don't swing, don't stay, don't stay. Bomb feet is bomb feet, bomb feet. Pull back same, pull back same, pull back same. I was down, I was down. Nope, 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 nope. That's way too thick. Way too thick, way too thick. Yep. We have a lot of chronos, so we're probably lacking a lot of damage. Alright, so let's just go back to the training itself. We can't really fight these guys. Yeah, I know, right? We have like 8 chronos in a squad fighting like a mini comp. Alright, so the build that I use for my chrono.
Hit 4 fire brands.
Yeah, I know. It's an interesting pathway. So this is my build. Chronomancer build. That's a build that I use. What's cool about the chrono is that you can really it's very versatile. Most meta characters usually have a set utility set.
Nice. There. But
a chrono, yeah, the chrono has like freaking 4 or 5 different sets that we use, or my guild uses, depending on the situation we're in. Like I'll tell people, hey, put on IOLs or we're doing porta bombs. That's a different set. All right, let's do double null fields. That's mimic and null field. All right, we're gonna do 3rd floor SMC ports. So we put on mimic, blink, and we do port and mass and vis. So we'll teleport from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor, and we'll port a bomb on an enemy. Just stuff like that. So all depends on what we're doing. Or I'll go mimic and double veils, depending on if I'm not porting and whatnot. So. But yeah, that's about it for that one. That's that build. So let's go over the build real quick. Inspiration, pretty standard. Now the healing skill, I use blurred inscriptions because I use Signet of the Ether. Reason why is because you get a 1 second of distort, and so basically it's a free distort. You also have a distort as well for blurred frenzy, sword 2. And what so forth. So alright, so let's get back on track a little bit. So your chrono shatters are actually pretty awesome. They did have at one time to where you would have to have an illusion out there, but you don't anymore. But the cool thing is that they're buffed to hell and back. If you look under the chaos trait line under the last one to the right, masterclass, you have these 2 that I switch out depending on how it's going. If I want more stealth, I'll go prismatic understanding, which gains me increased stealth duration for measure skills. And then if I want more stab, which is with my traditional one, I use bountiful. So if you click on bountiful, you get additional boons for all your shatters. Yep.
What boon?
Start your breathing in the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What boon?
You basically get additional boons for all your shatters, and you get a stab. You get a stab one as well. So if you click on any of your shatters, you should get 3 boons for the most part. Your might one, your alacrity one, and also a stab one as well. And so you basically get three full charges. So if you're like frontline tanking, or if you're really in there, Chrono should be like in the very front of fights, because of what I usually do is that I hit about 2 boons, 2 shatters on my initial engage to kind of help out my stab rotations, and I just kind of rotate your shatters. What many Chronos forget is actually click on your shatters in the midst of battle. So don't forget them. These are really good skills. And also the alacrity uptime as well. It's really nice, because you also give alacrity to your subgroup as well. So, and you get healing, so you subgroup because of inspiration trait line and whatnot. I took medic's feedback because this is basically my my build so far. So what I am is I'm a bait res bot. So I have medic's feedback, which is 1%. You know, it used to be 5, but I'm also running mercy runes. Mercy runes is basically as a toughness healing power, but on the 4th one, minus 20 incoming damage while reviving an ally. You put a rev on you with, you know, this dwarf elite that's like 70% incoming. I know it kind of like, you know, the percentage kind of, you know, negates itself after a while. And then the 6th one, revive allies 20% faster with 30% more health. So if I can bait it, and you can click on shatters while you're where you're rezzing, you can kind of bait their bomb to where they'll push up to you, and you just kind of pull back and you range bomb, or you just push up to them. It's a way to do it, but that's basically mine. There's other sigils that are a lot better if you're not gonna be a res bot, that are much better than those. So let's see. For shield, these two are your most powerful skills. Basically, when you're in melee, always shield 4, and then when you're in melee 2 as well, shield 5. Unless you're playing a pure range meta, shield 5 basically gives all of your subgroup, including basically your whole entire Zerg. When it goes forward, it gives you quickness. When it comes back, it gives your whole group alacrity. So it does 2 sets of boons. If you look at it, it does 1 second of stun and everything else. One thing I want to touch on just right here is Chronomancer minor trait 1, delayed reactions. Disabling a foe slows them, so you have lots of so it includes tons, including stunning. Well, if you look at Tied to Time, it does a stun, and if you look at Focus 4, it does a pull, which is disables include stun, daze, knockbacks, and pulls. Knockdown, sinks, floats, and if floats, gravity well, your elite skill. And so you have tons of things that can slow down enemies. If you have 3 or 4 chronos doing a really good pull, their skills and actions are going to be slower. They're going to have to burn through a lot of things, catch them off guard. Along with the necros for the boon strips, you'll easily get, you know, 2, 3, maybe even 4 and 5 people caught up in it. So it's really good. So let's go over Focus 4 real quick. Temporal Curtain. Now, teach y'all something about pulling, okay? Now, traditionally, people are like, oh, there's an enemy up there. Let me pull them from up top. No, you don't do that. So how this game works is that you always want to pull. If you see this tower, you always want to pull at the midline. Because if you look at the range, the radius is 600. And so it's a really strong pull. And also it pulls people over the edge. And so usually when I pull, I always pull towards the middle. Like when I say, hey, I'm pulling on the right side, I always pull like right here, like in the middle, towards the ground. Because it pulls people up above, and etc, etc. So if you have like 3 or 4 chronos pulling at the same time, it's really valuable. Definitely with absorption runes and other combos I'm about to tell y'all about. So when you're pulling like that, if your chronos are running null fields, which I strongly advise because that's where a lot of your freaking boon strips are gonna go. Basically, if you run this build, you'll be if your scourges kind of suck, or if you're just a really good chrono, you'll be top 5 strips every fight. If you're commanding, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to get top 5 strips, but you could definitely get top 10. But basically, here's the rotation for a pull that I do, that I always try to teach my people. So I say pulling to the right side, I hit 4, and then I put null field up on the top, and then I click it again for 4. So null field is a 5-second duration. It pulses 5 seconds. So if you do it really fast, as you pull them, you're actually getting rid of their stab as well.
You pull when you destroy it, right?
What's up?
You pull well on the second click of the.
Yeah, so when I say initial pull on star, I click it once, hit null field on top, and then I click it again.
Okay.
Yeah, and so what it does is that it allows the null field to do its thing, and so you remove a boon while they're up there. And so Your other Mesmers can pull, your Scourges can pull, your Scourge can CC and bomb with the Shades, etc, etc. So it's a really good combination skill. And then when they fall, no, you just use your Gravity Well. So, and just use your Gravity Well. It has a bit of a cast time, so just kind of be wary of that. But between all your, other stuff and everything else, you should have quickness on you from your engineers and stuff like that, which I'm definitely not going to go over. For commanders' perspectives, just remember, and I know Stoic, I know you know it, but so there's a veil. So what I usually say, what y'all need to know is when your commanders say, "Hey, veil on star," or whenever they're doing the commands, please run through it. Don't try to run around it. So when my group and I say, "Hey, veil on star," I'm usually putting it right as I do it, and I'm pushing through. Now, here's a catch. If your commander's running or your chronos are running Prismatic Understanding, you're actually going to gain boons every second while you're stealth. Only the chronos will, not your entire squad. So, really only run Prismatic Understandings if you're running portal bombs. So, so an example of a portal bomb, I know Stoic, I would love to teach you how to do these. It'll be really good for your small engagements. But for portal bombs, example, I'm running Mimic, double blinks, ports and mass and vis. And so with increased, so I'm going to increase stealth. I got 20 seconds. So let me give myself some freaking alacrity, whatnot. I got 10 seconds. From here, 5,000 meters. What you can actually do is I see, okay, initial port on star, mass and vis, everybody in power, stealth and blast, stealth and blast. I mimic, blink once, blink twice, and then while everybody's stealth and blasting, I can immediately port now, and then look what I did. I came right behind a pillar, poured it way from over there, and if your whole entire team is stealth and blasting, you can move from left and right. You can catch people off guard and pick at them, and look what's behind you. You can get the hell out of dodge. And you can set up for the next engagement. And if you're constantly shattering your, your shatters and everything else, running shield 5, you'll get your port up real quick, even though it's a 72-second cooldown. So, but that's just one of them as well. Chronos, you can actually blink up top too as well, on star. If you ever in a Gary fight, I know I have tons I can potentially too. If you're in a Gary fight, you see these pillars right here. So you say, oh, they're on the top. How do I pull them down? You can actually look at the pillar, or just be on the side of the pillar, and you can put your focus forward there on star, and you can pull them off from there. And you can do that from any pillar. So, it's a really nice little pull and gauge. So, so for Chronomancer, it's 131. Improved alacrity for your trait line. Alacrity applies is stronger, but it's reduced. And gaining alacrity when you inflict slow. So this goes in tangent with your first one. So 1 and 3, lost time and delayed reactions. If you're in a fight, you're doing all this potential slow encounters, and with your boon strips and everything else, you're getting tons of alacrity uptime. And so if you do that together, your skills are going to be really good, and you do like more coordinated pulls and everything else. So like Stoic, cool thing is with Mesmer focus is that it lines up. It lines up with your necro range cap, and so they can be useful because typically, in range fights is usually a 1200 meter. But if you're running commander with focus, you can line up with like scourges and whatnot to help out with strips and make that bomb even better. So when you're clicking on focus forward 2 as well, if you look, I was actually backing up and I was still able to click on my skill. So even if let's say like your focus 4, don't just sit there and say, oh, I have to be in range. You can actually pull back a little bit and pull. And so the cool thing is a 600 range. It's a 900 range. Sorry, it's a 900 range and a 600 pull. So 900 plus 6 or 9 plus 6 you know, it's greater than 1200. And so you can make up, if you're within 1200 enemies on Zerg and they're back a little bit, you can still manage that pool as well. So you have 300 meters to kind of buffer. Now, if you're running null fields, mimic null fields, or just null fields in general, what you do is this is for like melee engagements and everything else, no ports, whatnot. I use skill 4, focus 4, and I activate it just like how you do pullings. I activate it, and then I do null field on top of it, and then I pull. Yeah, dodge, whatever. But basically, you open it, null field on the star, and then you pull. And then what you do is that for gravity wells, basically what you do is hotkeys are gonna be a thing. You want to activate gravity well, and then you want to make sure you have your continuum split or your CS. Right, click it right afterwards. So you hit J or mines, and then I hit K, and then I can do it again. So you do double gravity wells. So you never want to click continuum split before you hit your elite skill. You always want to hit your gravity well first, and you continue to split afterwards. Because if you're middle of fights, every second counts. They buffed CS split for Chrono to where you have 0 clones, you have 1.5 seconds to do basically the gravity well. If you look at the gravity well cast time, it's 1 second. So you literally have a half a second to click on gravity well, and then continue to split, and then you'll have double gravity wells. And so it's a really good one. So a combination would be focus 4, gravity well, and then focus 4, null field, then gravity well, CS split, gravity well. And so you have tons of pulls, tons of slows, tons of strips, everything else, and your commanders will be really happy because you won't be just sitting there looking all confused because no one's getting pulled or CC'd. And if it's it's gonna take a little bit. There's actually a special trainer in an aerodome where raids are PvE raids, and you can actually summon a golem and practice that combo on them. And you get a mushroom skill to where it resets your skills instantly, so you can keep on practicing it on your rotations. Yeah. Yep. So if you use a gamer mouse, this will be a lot easier. If you're me and using a ball mouse, it's gonna be a lot harder. I usually just CS my shatters. I don't CS gravity well, so sue me is what it is. But that's just my game plan. But if you're really good, you can actually do your gravity wells, burn to all your shatters, and your CS split should be able to come up before it resets, and you'll have all your shatters and a gravity well again. So you have more boons, more stab, and another gravity well. So if anybody doesn't know how Mimic works, basically you click on Mimic first, and you click on a skill they want to activate. It only applies to utility skills. So Mimic only applies to your 3 utility skills. So you can actually mimic portals. That's what I do when I'm golem rushing. I mimic portal bombs to support my golems. If you look at this,
what's the ability to do the portal? What's the name of the ability to do the portal?
Oh, portal entry. Yep, looks like a big old circle with a ring with a bunch of little lightning coming out of it. Yep. And if you mimic port it and everything else, that's 10,000 meters that you burn, that your golems don't have to do. And I usually run mass invis after that, so that's another, half a second of super speed, as long as you're running the proper traits and whatnot. So, but yeah, for that, just remember when you're in melee engagements or your engagements in period, when say stars the enemy. When you're pushing through, you always want to do gravity 5 as you're pushing through. And if you have CS split up, make sure you gravity well on top of it. And as your commander's moving through the Zerg, make sure you're turning around. You look around, and if your focus 4 is up, immediately pull and do the null field right on top of it. Because just remember, in any kind of Zerg, looks like they're on Watergate. Remember, in any kind of Zerg, the weakest link is always in the back, and that's where all the less heals are. Unless your commander taught the Guardians how to do hollow ground stances as they're pushing through. Then you know your Mesmers are kind of like, what the hell is going on? But there's also DPS variants. It's on meta battle. Yeah, there's also DPS variants of Chronos, to where you can actually make top 10 DPS, top 20 cleanses, and also top 10 strips. And so it's a really good hybrid build. I unfortunately cannot teach y'all any DPS builds because I don't play DPS at all. But let's practice this. They're on Watergate, huh? All right, so I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna do portal bomb. So I'm actually only need one person for this. Everybody else just kind of do your thing. But you can actually port from here all the way to the gate downstairs. So let me put on increased stealth.
Oh, nice.
Yep, there's support down, mass invis, empower, stealth and blast, stealth and blast. Alright, so it looks like they backed up, so they know what's happening. They see us. Yeah, so they backed up. If you see them, they're going to sentry, so it's whatever. But just for presentation's sake, if you're in Gary fight, always tell your allies go to Watergate, because guess what you can do. Now port, you see where you're at? You can actually do so you get all your reinforcements. So
to come here, did you fall from the app to here, or you go all the way?
So the initial, the meters done is based on where your initial port was. So that was all the way from Lord's Room. Yep. So you can do it all the way from Lord's Room.
But did you fall from there, or did you go all the way?
Yeah, I fell from there.
Okay.
And you don't. And remember, if you glide, you're out of stealth. So, and so.
Oh, great.
Yep. And let me check something. Let me make sure this isn't a thing.
I can glide with stealth?
No, you cannot glide with stealth. So that's why, if you're gonna do it, make sure you do it under a presentation that.
But did you say something? Or?
Yeah, don't glide if you're in stealth.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you say, hey, there's a group up top, right? There's a group up top. You don't want them to see you in the Lord's Room. This is my last real presentation of this one. Do mimic blinks. You can actually port from here all the way to inner gate in less than 5 seconds. So and that's plenty of time if you have a stealth and blast. So no support, mass invis, and then all right, and port now. And look how fast I got here.
Okay. Yeah.
And so what I did is that they don't have it. Your line of sight doesn't break with these staircases. So I blinked right here, and then I blinked right up top of star. And so you can do yeah. And if you're a stealth and blast or whatnot, I basically what I do Iron Hammer is that every time I tag down, I go around and try to find better spots for me to port. That's what I do. But anyway, let's go to Dawn's. Go to Citadel. But if one or two of your Mesmers finds a DPS build and tries to train on it, you could be a very, very nasty group. So, etc., etc. So it's really it's really fun, in my opinion. But Chronos is basically a stay on commander tag type person, because they're gonna soak up a lot of the damage, because 99% of your Mesmers are Chronos should be on minstrels. So anyway, go and glide down. Oh, by the way, you can actually port from up here all the way down here to the base, so you don't have to worry about gliding or anything else. Yeah, it's very cheesy. Alright, there's port down, mass invis. Alright, port on me in 3, 2, 1, and port now. And push on green, push up, and bomb tag, bomb feet, backline guys, backline. And push right guys, push right, push him. Dash forward, and bomb, dash forward, push him, backline. And I was behind, oh, we're good, empower me, mod up, back up guys, turn around. Remember, we don't have the group to fight these guys, so we gotta play what we got. So mod up me, go to the left, and dash left, bomb, dash left, dash forward, and bomb backline. Yep, everybody get inside, get inside, get inside, get inside. We're done here, we're done here. So yeah, that's basically the type of porting you can do. And if you have a really good group and everybody's comped up and everybody else, so where 3/4 of my Zerg isn't Chronos. If your commander wants to sacrifice, they can go full memes. They can have a veil on, and so just to ensure that all your people get through. I wish we had SMC because I can teach y'all a bunch of freaking fun little portal spots. If any of the FTL members ran with me at night, I have so much fun in SMC. But
Yeah, I've ran with you before.
Too much.
also,
Oh, we're not too much.
also it's kind of like a pick a straw kind of ordeal. But you see that gate right there? I always forget which BL. It's kind of predicament. But if that gate falls, guess what you can do? You can actually blink up the star from the ground. So you can negate all of the staircases, the bridge, and you can actually port your people to star. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I've actually done that a couple times. But it's really kind of if and but you know, it's whatever. Yeah, show them that port spot. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so Chronos. You should be one of the last people to die, last people to go down, because you have tons of stain and everything else.
Okay.
But you gotta keep at it. You gotta keep at it. You're gonna be helping out people do alacrity recharge. Your NGs are doing quickness. If you're running reports, all your chronos should be 50 to 70% alacrity uptime at any given time. Green's on the side, so be careful of that. But anyway, this. Drop portals, do a different fight. We're gonna do gravity wells, not yada yada yada. All right, and mod up. Push on me is 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And gonna range 1 on red and green at 3, 2, 1, and range pull now. Range 1. They're pulling back. Range 4. Dash back. Dash back. Stab up. Yeah. So basically, what they did is they just stealth and blast and just run over us. There's nothing we can do. KNT is actually a really good guild too. And against us, it's basically useless. But yeah. As far as chronos, that's really about it. IOLs. IOLs is actually a moving cast skill. So let's say you're down on star, right? You can actually cast IOL and constantly move. It reses 3 people temporarily. And it gives them super speed, as long as you're running that, you know, those traits and everything else. So, but it's a really good. And the reason why your IOL and your veil does super speed, not your veil, or your veil does for you, is master manipulations. So, it gives super speed. Yeah. So basically, we're gonna run through star. All right, run through it. Yada yada. So I get super speed, and everyone who has that, it's the same thing for master manipulations. It's the same thing as prismatic understanding. Only the chronos will get it if they're running that trait line. So, so don't think that your entire squad gets freaking super speed and everything else. That'd be insane. That'd be so broken. Let's see. Wall's at 15. Most chronos usually run mirror, and they even run some people run mantras as well for healing. I just run signet because when I'm commanding, or if you're on range 1 whatnot, and I say pull on star, I actually use my my heal skill on engage. Because it's a 30-second cooldown with alacrity and everything else, and everybody hitting, you know, slows and whatnot. By the time, probably about, sometimes even your second engage, your heal skill's almost up already. Like my heal skill's at 9 seconds already. Just the amount of alacrity I've been getting. So it's really quick. It also heals a crap ton. It's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, mesmer heal skill that you have. So, yep. And if you're running blurred inscriptions, you have a has an improved active effect, and it has a the distort buff. So no field is mainly your meat shield for strips, along with other stuff as well. So make sure if you're running no fields, mimic and whatnot. So nothing too crazy like that. You should be spamming shadow skills whenever they're up. Yep. The only one that you could keep on melee range is your third one, Time Sink, because it does a daze for half a second. But you should be running your skills as as anyone else. All right, so I want to show you all a fun one. Initial port on star. They're gonna do it, aren't they? Port now. Yeah, range one, range it. CC pull, CC pull. Dodge right, dodge right, dodge right, dodge right. And jump out, jump out, jump out. Yeah, so we only lost 1 to 2 people. So not bad, not bad, not bad. Repair the wall, repair. There's a green guy coming in, CBO. He got stuck. Also, you can actually blink from here to Lord Room. You just stay on the bridge itself, and you can actually blink the star. So, ta-da! You might come back to you. Anyway, let's see what we can do with green. Regular builds, whatnot. All right, push up. We got one down. They stealth. Push up, guys. Go upstairs. Go top. Stay with me. And mono tag. Push on green in 3, 2, 1. And push on green now. And push to left. And bomb star. Pulling backline. And pull back, guys. Go to bridge. To the run. And jump out to the right. Jump out. And if you get stuck, you can attempt to IOL them and whatnot. So, but Lord's at 62%, tons of time. Basically, what you're doing is you're playing in tangent. I notice there's 4 chronos that are, actually doing strips and whatnot. For chronos, you can actually get top 10 strips. You should be second to your NGs, and sometimes you can actually compete with the NGs. Anyway, we're gonna try to pull some off. Pull back up. They're gonna engage on us. And power me, mod up. All right, push up, and pull on star if you got it. Pull on star.
Jesus Christ.
So, and get that scourge. And range it. Just big damage on a scourge. Looks like they got someone down, and it's back up. Someone threw in a portal. Nice. Mod up, mod me. Push on tag in 3, 2, 1. Push up now. And pull to the right again. Pull. AoE top. Block. And dodge back. And jump down. Stab up. Jump down. Yeah, so people getting caught and whatnot. If you're a chrono, but looks like we got a soy guy that got pulled down. So, but nice. Yeah, we got 2 pulled down. So they're slowly losing people. Let's do something really stupid. I'm gonna do a portal bomb on them since we only have 20 people. And then I'm actually about to head out here pretty soon. So let's do a last gung ho one. All right, initial port down. Stealth and blast. Port on me. 3, 2, 1. Port now. And push on me. Push up. And range bomb. Range pressure. Bomb star. And jump down to left in 3, 2, 1. Jump down. Glide. I got 2. Got 1 of y'all up. Fairy jump down. There you go. So if you look at the IOL timer, I'm actually looking. I micromanage my IOLs when I do them. So that so Fairy has approximately 3 seconds. Now if he has his mount available, get on mount, and he won't go down. If you stay on a mount, you actually won't go down. So if you get out of combat before whatever. Yep. All right, let's pull to the right on star. 3, 2, 1. Pull. See, they're trying to get away from that pull. All right, let's back up. Alright, you ready for me to just portal bomb right on top of him? freaking fun. So save all your cooldowns. I got 10 seconds.
I think we had a Soulbreaker training, and they said that you can get rid of the downstate for ILL by getting a barrier. Is that true?
You can do that too as well. Alright, dashboard down, mass and vis. Stealth and blast, stealth and blast. Alright, pointing on green in 3, 2, 5, and good luck guys. Bomb feed, bomb tag. And pull back, get out of the damage, get out of it. They're gonna do domes, I wills. And hook left me, left tag. Yeah, no, we don't have any, big sustain, big and whatnot. So let's push a bridge on me. You're right, scatter, jump down. Yep, and I'm gonna pull on star in 3, 2, 1, pull it top. Blocked. Alright, rings up. It's only so much we can do, so it's whatever. Get this me guy. Let's go. Let's get ready to dodge forward in 3, 2, 1, dodge forward. There's only some of y'all gonna live. I usually say speed it to as well. Hook right. Pull on the backline. Pulling on star. Yep. And just remember, how you're pulling like on towers and whatnot? You can actually pull like on the side. And you can actually pull people out of this tower. So you lure them to the edge, and then you put your focus 4 a little bit over the edge, and you can actually pull people as well. So let's see if I can do it. Come to me. Oh, they're about to cap it. So kill these guys if you can. It's capped. Yeah, just jump down. But yeah, that's really about it for chrono training. There isn't much. A lot of it's just getting your skill level up to do the effective pulling bombing. Chronos is one of the most essential classes you can have in Zerg. You will definitely feel a difference in strips, your strip meters, and also your CC meters with Chronos. So if you're fighting a good group and you're noticing they have Chronos and you don't have Chronos, you're at a disadvantage already. So one good thing is that tag runs Chrono, so at least you have 1 Chrono. And then if you have two others really good Chronos, you'll be you've basically set yourself up for success. So I recommend FTL have at least 5 to 6 Chronos. Ready, set. People can alternate characters and whatnot, because it only do you justice to have at least 2 or 3 Chronos per raid. And they're easy classes. I mean, they're not going to fight and die classes. They're really hard. They're really difficult to kill. Chronos are usually one of the last people to die, other than the tag and firebrands. So, but Scorch, you got anything else?
No. I'm bad at a chrono to begin with, so this is part of the reason why I'm looking for expertise.
Yeah, you're fine.
Thank you
Yeah,
for doing that.
So I could teach you a couple minutes about just perfectly about commanding for a chrono. I run mercy tags, but that's just because I'm a baiter when it comes to tagging, and also I can immediately get reses up. So I'm usually top reses for my for all my reports every time. Yep, and I beat people by like 300 or 400%. So armors, minstrels, all the way. I have concentration infusions on, so make sure you're running concentration infusions, because that'll help with your liquidity uptime as well. So, but anyway, for commanding for chrono, you freaking control the fight. What you do is that you have access to your Rev range bomb and more importantly your Scourge range bomb, because Rev range bomb is 1200 meters. Scourge range bombs are usually 900 meters. So you got to put that in effect, and guess what your focus 4 is? Look at that range, 900 meters. So now when I say, hey, so back up here. So when I say, hey, empower me, mod up, this the Zerg's on star. I'll say, I'm going to range on star in 3, 2, 1, range forward. And I immediately say range forward, that's immediately when you put your focus 4 and you null field right on top of it. And you pull them. and you do your gravity well CS split. If you don't get your gravity well CS split, get ready for the next bomb. Typically when an enemy group figures out you have a strong range bomb, they're gonna be scared the hell of you. So if you can get your if you get your revs trained, I've been teaching my revs how to do proper range bomb. For me, I actually do inspiring reinforcement when I say I'm pushing up, because I'll give my potential opposite pull stab to come back, and also prevent pulls as well. And then you hammer 3 on max, on star. And since hammer 3 has a 1200 range, you have 300 meters of error when it comes to range bombing. Opposed to me, I have 0 of error because I'm 900. They're 1200. So they can stay a little bit back and do inspiring reinforcement as they're doing range bomb because their energy suffices for it. Hammer 3 plus reinforcement does not equal 50 energy. Or if they know that they're going to melee, they can immediately pop Dwarven Elite skill right on engage. And then your Guardians can take care of stab, and then you'll do your revs will be secondary stab on engage. But that's a no. That's rev training. That's synchronization between rev and firebrand training. But so with Chronos, what you can do is when you're fighting. So one thing that you'll eventually learn is how every tag fights. Unit fights by double veils. Legion does double veils all the time. So what he'll do is to try to bait out your stealth, and then he'll come in stealth and he'll do double veils. If you look on his skill bar, you can actually track his individual skills, and you can say pull back. So because he's always going to do mimic when he runs up forward, and he's going to like, okay, let's do whatever, and then look at that, veil 1, veil 2, and so he has 2 veils to play with. If he's super speeding, he can go about 12 to 1500 meters without you ever noticing him, and that's without NG stealth and blast. And if he uses NG gyros for just super speed, you're basically screwed if you don't have any. If you're not running a chrono, if you don't have the NG for stealth and blast to counter it. Just remember, backing up is always a lot slower than turning and running. If your chrono is running energy runes, and you automatically get a running speed anyway, like this right here, time marches on. It's a default. You automatically run 20% faster all the time. As a chrono, you can actually back up, and everybody else can turn and run, and you'll be almost going the same. You'll be going to the same speed, and when you dodge back, you literally catch up to everybody turning and running. And so you can have your Zerg turning and running to regroup for the next bomb, but you can keep on looking at the Zerg as a chrono. As a chrono, also, you'll always be running ahead of your Zerg. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're doing range bombs. So they might be like a half a second late. So just kind of keep that in mind for that. Never run mass invis and then you're doing portal bombs. Always run gravity wells as your default. Never run freaking Moas unless you just want to troll people. Blah blah blah. You know about that. When you see enemies coming towards you, always bait and anticipate range bombs. Never rely on your firebrand. Sorry, whoever's torch is firebrand. Never rely on your firebrand or revs for stab. So whenever I push up to an enemy, I always click on my first 2 shatters. I always save my 3rd one because it has the highest cooldown. And on the second engage, I use my 3rd shatter for my last stack of stab. And if you do that, guess what pops up immediately after? Your first one is already up. And then your second one, and with all the other alacrities, your second one's going to be up, and it's just a constant rotation. So you literally have, 70 to 90% uptime for stab as a commander, as long as you do it right. So that's about it for that, though. But yeah, chrono training, so something to get used to, is very invaluable. You can basically time everything, literally everything. Shield 5s you can time. Or CC on me, that should be your focus 4, shield 5 and gravity well. Freaking absorption runes, tons of strips. You will be top strips, easy. So, but wife says CC on me, I love you. Oh my gosh. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, my wife literally loves hang out with me while I play games, so it's always fun. But yeah, your job as the Chronos is basically be a CC and strip monster. And ironically much, if you run Minstrels in the build that I'm running, you'll be one of the top cleansers as well. Some of my reports, I've actually beaten engineers on cleanses as a Chrono. So.
What were the signets you use?
I just use Signet of Ether. It's the highest healing uptime, or highest healing tick. I'm running around about 23,000 health right now. And my healing skill heals about 8,000. And if you have any summon and illusions, it heals for an extra 383. So you multiply that,
Wow.
you can heal for almost 10,000 health just on a 30-second cooldown. And it offers you a 1 second of distort as well. So if you're really hot, if you get pulled, usually when I get pulled, so Stoic, Measures are really awesome for getting pulled because they're basically gods. Yeah, so I'm Minstrel. So if you get pulled, right? If I get pulled, I'm immediately switching to Shield and I'm doing Shield 4 and I'm popping my my Shatters. That gives me 3 stacks of stab on rotation. And my shield, you also have 2 shields. And when I'm on my second shield, I'm also using my healing skill. That's another distort. And that's usually gives you enough time because you have time marches on. You're getting rid of all your crippled, chilled, and mobilized 25% faster. And you're automatically running 25% faster. So if you have swiftness on, if you have people healing you from range, I always tell my guardians if I get pulled, immediately put all your staff 2s on me for guardian. So, and if you don't know what staff 2 for guardian is, it's a 1200 range healing skill. So, and usually I'm within 1200 range when I get pulled, unless I get double pulled. And then after that, man, you better be running blink or have God have mercy on you. So, but yeah, commander training's something to get used to. What's up?
Do I run Veil or not?
Run what?
Veil?
You mean blink?
No.
Veil? No,
Oh,
Veil?
Veil. So, this all determines of your competency of your tag. Sorry, Storage. And also the competency of your Chronos. So, if you do it right, and if your Chronos really on point, you can say,
You use
alright,
it.
I'm gonna be first Veil, and then I'm gonna call out Veil 1, Veil 2, Veil 3. So, boom. Alright, Veil 1 on star. And then next Veil. And Veil 2 on star. Next Veil. And literally you can have your Chronos doing trained Veils. But in all honesty, it's a waste of utility. I wouldn't have your other Chronos do Veils because there's so much better utilities you can use. Because Mimic and Null Fields is amazing. Because Null Fields is only a 25-second cooldown, Mimic's is a 24.
Yeah, those two I agree to. They're very good.
Yeah, you can run IOLs as well. It's a long cooldown, CC cooldown, but as I said, for Chronos, between lost time, delayed reactions, all your alacrity, your CS splits, and everything else, your illusion of life is going to be like, what the hell's already up? So, and as Chronos, you should be the last people to die, so you're going to be a huge clutch for a Zerg. So.
Yeah, right. But you get that on time.
Yeah. Also, for healing, for food, I run endurance food. So I would buy like 1,000 of these. They're really cheap. But look at that, 40% endurance regeneration. Dodge rolling for days. So, yeah. And the Chronos, you get 2 dodges. So, I'm always top dodges for my group when I'm running too as well.
And Phantasmal Disenchanter, where do you use it?
Disenchanter. You talking about Phantasmal Disenchanter?
Yeah.
There is a version that runs it, but just be careful with it. It has a 900 range, so you're out of range of range bombs.
Okay.
And it only removes boons from target that it hits. So, if you don't hit anybody, yeah.
But you can use Mimic and use that 2 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all depends on your skill level. As I said, if you'd rather run Phantasmal Disenchanter opposed to Nullfield, be my guest. The reason why I chose Nullfield is because you get it's a targeted 1200 skill. So let's say
I have Nullfield, but you have Phantasmal Disenchanter.
Oh, so you're running like Mimic, Nullfield, and Phantasmal Disenchanter?
Yeah.
I would say if your group's really doing good, take off IOLs and switch it to a Phantasmal Disenchanter for additional strips. But if you're it could do both hands. If you look at it, it says boons removed and conditions removed. So you know I said that Chronos can actually reach top 10 strips and not top 10 cleanses. So if you're in a melee fight, or whatever, you can actually put your Nullfield on top of you, and it cleanses 5 times 20, 5 times 5, pulses 5 times, 5 targets.
Oh, nice.
You can remove 25 people.
So what do I put instead of Phantasmal Disenchanter?
If your group is struggling with downs and it's just a really rough fight, IOL. If your group is doing really well and you don't need a waste of space for IOL, go Phantasmal Disenchanter.
What's IOL?
IOL is Illusion of Life. Mesmeranda Defer clicked on it. So I would say as a class, Chrono is essentially your skill level is determine what build you're running and how well you are with micromanaging your pulls. Yeah. Okay, it's a simple rotation, but it's a really fast rotation. And if your engineers are giving you quickness, man, you're just rolling through the punches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So it's a really good one.
In terms of quickness, we don't have a problem because our firebrands give quickness too.
Firebrands get quickness when you activate a book, but engineers should be quickness.
Oh no, we give quickness nonstop.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I thought you said you lacked quickness. I was like, how do you lack quickness?
No. Yeah, ours are an Aegis quickness build that it's 100% up quickness from the
Nick, it's a trait. It's a trait.
Okay, cool. Yeah, your Manjis are usually around about 90+% quickness uptime.
Like stay here, I'll show you. You got 8 seconds now, and
oh, using that one. Okay.
One.
I see what you're doing.
Well,
it's easy because you're only using the heal skill and just procs both of them, and with the 100% duration uptime, it basically gives you 8 seconds, and in 7 seconds you can proc it again, and then you have it on. You know, I can pop it with this as well, because every time you give stab and Aegis, you're giving quickness, and every time you use a heal skill, you're giving quickness. So it's like the Firebrand can give you almost 100% uptime if you're using the skills correctly.
Nice. That's a really good little build you got.
Yeah. Only time you lose it is when it gets stripped, and then usually that's when the scrappers are coming into play and they're filling in, right?
Awesome. Yeah, if you're running reports and everything else, I would greatly look at I wouldn't say call them out or whatnot, but like whisper them and say, hey, I've noticed that if you're running that build and you try and get all your Firebrands to run that build, call out the people that suck in whispers. Don't freaking open calm them, because that's just dumb. It loses morale. Also, what I told my Zerg to do is self accountability. So go to party chat. Your party chat does your 5 people. Everybody should be going to party view, not squad view. Only the commander should be seeing everybody's health bars on the top left. With that being said, if you're noticing one person's dying on impact, really low, kind of lacking behind, always dead, or always really slow, whisper them or just talk in party chat like, hey man, how can I help? What armor you're running, what build are you running? Because there's tons of stab break skills and everything else. Because so here's my final thoughts before I go play with my wife, because I'm actually probably not gonna be tagging it tonight because Lost Ark is it's my baby right now. But and fighting mag, as you can probably tell, is not the most fun. Whatever. I don't know if anybody told you, but I spent literally about 80% of my raid, 50 plus in EBG on Monday night fighting mag. It was fun. And I was just trying to get my keep back.
if you can get the whole map together, then it's actually fun. You can farm.
Yeah, it's actually fun.
If they outnumber you 2-1, it's a pain.
Yeah, it's sucky. But just here's my final thoughts. If your DPS, if your support sucks, your DPS is gonna suck. If your DPS sucks, your support is gonna suck. And what I mean by that is, your support's gonna be put a lot more pressure on if your DPS can't do their job. But at the same time, if your support can't do your job, your DPS can't do their job, and the DPS will die. And this is it's downhill from there. So I'm not saying call out your weakest link in individual subgroups, but what we have is I have my lieutenants and everything else actually have a spreadsheet to where they have the hardcore people, quote unquote, and they're always in the first 5 or 6 subgroups. And after that, it's basically the meat grinders and leftovers. So, but it doesn't hurt. Yeah, people's feelings gonna be hurt. But I know you probably notice this or probably do this. But always put your best people in the same subgroup. Always put your worst people in the same subgroup. Because, other than exception of hurt feelings report and people getting mad that they're dying every 2 seconds, I'd rather have my 20 people constantly living and doing the damage that they need to do. Because the rest of the people could just be cannon fodder and, whatever. Extra damage here and there, sustain here and there. But your top 20, 25 people, or if you're core and you got a solid core, dude, you can freaking be, rolling. So
yeah, we're about at the point where our core is about to form up. I think we have enough people now, and we'll just start working on those things. Definitely. Nice.
Yeah, make ranks. We have ranks on our Discord. Who's basically the best players, who's the core people, whatnot, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it's gonna get supply. Let's take this keep. Let's take heals, and then I'm gonna leave y'all to that. I'll show y'all some fun little portal spots on hills before I bounce. I like ports if y'all have not imagined. Oh, also right here. If you see a group up here, you're like, crap, I'm not going to go up the stairs. I'm not going to go around. What do? Dun, 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 dun. You get portal bomb up here. So, yeah, good times. I'm not going to go to EBG and fight them, because if I do that, I'm going to be freaking pulling a lot of people, and I don't want to do that, so. But if you want to get a keep, I'm going to go... Yeah, I'll let y'all do the keep on that one. I don't know what your plans are, Storks, but...
I know.
You're probably going to tag down after this or whatever. Yeah. But anybody got any questions before I bounce about Chronos?
For now, nothing. If I have one, I will ask you.
Yeah, just ask me, I don't care if we're in different servers, different whatever. I'm actually about to move time zones.
I am on your same server.
Yeah, so I'm actually about to move time zones to 2 hours east. So I'll be playing towards, Storage's time zone. So hopefully we see each other, either allies or enemies. We get to fight each other. I'll show y'all.
What map are you? Or what server
I'm on Pacific right now. I'm in California, so I'm moving to Texas in a couple months. But one thing I'll, if I fight y'all, I'll show you my my glorified combat ports.
I know them.
So, I'll show you what happens if you fight me and I have all my Mesmer's gun ports. Middle of a fight, you think you're doing alright? All of a sudden stack here, empowering. 1200 meters, it's blink and port. Middle of the fight. And you're like, what the hell? So, and if you have a whole map queue porting on that, you're like, what? It's just...
The one I have on mine was the one...
We fought you before, but we were still brand new and small back then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically a 50-50 shot with ports. You're either gonna live or you're gonna die. I've had plenty of stories where I've lived and I'm like, how the hell did I live? And there's plenty of stories where I died, so. The biggest thing is, if you're doing any kind of portal bombs on enemy, get the hell out of dodge as soon as you port. Because guess where all the enemy damage is gonna be? It's gonna be where that port is. So don't look and freaking have, foggy lenses, be like, alright, I'm staying here. Just click a button. Why am I dying? And your commander's like 1200 meters to the right or left, like, what are you doing? So, and always always has Chronos. I know it sounds kind of weird. But always sub pre-click your IOL when you're porting. And so when you're moving away, always IOL towards the icon cursor, always towards the port, just in case people die, so you can get it back up real quick. So for me tagging Mesmer, I do directions based on where the tag is. So if the tag's on star, left, right.
No,
Yeah.
I think he means does it matter which way you place down the portal,
Yes.
right?
So yes, it matters the
Whichever way
direction.
You're
It matters the
facing,
direction.
That's where the exit is going to be.
Yes, you always want to face. You always want to face the Zerg. When you're you always want to face the Zerg whenever you're coming out of that exit portal bomb. So I wish I was in SMC. I'll show you some sweet portal spots. It's like freaking heaven right now. But another day, another time.
How does it work with action cam?
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Y'all good on that one.
I have a
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna play some Lost Ark with the wifey. Switch. Appreciate you
Cool.
allowing me to do this. I
Hello.
I had to ask for
taking the time
permission
doing this.
from the wife to do this. So
Do you guys
But in-
stream Lost Ark?
yeah, I
that-
stream too. So
Tell her
Oh,
we
can you send me?
letting you come and do this for us.
yeah. I mean, I
will
stream,
take
but
you
I'm
on
not
Discord.
streaming this run. I'm sure someone has my Discord.
He is in our Discord.
Yeah, I'm in y'all's Discord right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you just wish for me or whatever, hey, what's your Discord? Once I log off or whatnot, I'm way too lazy to hang on. Y'all making me do this.
Yeah.
But
Really, everyone's in NIC Discord.
yeah, hopefully y'all. I mean, there's plenty of FTL members in my Discord, but
Yeah, Nick at Night.
yeah,
Nick and
at night.
yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
Even if you've never played with him, like people who have never played with him are still on his Discord. It's a very
Yes,
chatty
it is.
Discord.
It's very, very chatty Discord. I'm also streaming all my runs, so if y'all ever want to see me playing Chrono Storage, if you want to see me playing Chrono of how I play it, they're full runs, 3 or 4 hours, but you can, I think I actually recorded the mag run that I did for 2.5 hours, so you can see how I fought against mag with a map queue. I mean, I'm sure it's whatever, but for Chrono's sake, what I was doing, I was actually portal bombing mag the whole entire night. So, I had like 3 or 4 measures I was porting with me, but anyway, I'm gonna head on out.
Yeah, I mean, you know why they're so salty about us this week, right? Because during the beta, I farmed Max Wack like I think 4 or 5 days. I just farmed them, and that's why they're so salty.
Probably didn't have all their roamers and clouders with them, so they could get aggravated
Yeah,
with
they
it.
didn't have all the extras with them, and it was just constantly, and they were all. I was getting whispers. Oh, I'm a lone guy here. Why are you taking a whole Zerg after me? And I'm like, I'm just farming toxic
Oh, yeah.
gankers.
Yeah, when mag whispers you, you won the fight.
Yeah.
So, but I'll
They
catch
were
y'all later.
bigger
Wifey's
than
looking
us
at me, so.
anyway, even if
All
they
right.
didn't
Thanks
have
for
that
this,
people.
Nick.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I'm off though. I gotta tell my guild I'm not tagging up tonight. This is gonna be fun.
What the fuck? I thought you were tagging up. I just logged in for that.
Yeah. It's mag. I got my taste of mag on Monday. I'm not really up for it. Plus, I want to hang out with the
True.
wifey. She's kind of more important than freaking whatever. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'll run with y'all. I'll see y'all for another month and a half. So,
Yeah.
see y'all around, guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Have
you
a
should
good
catch
one.
him later to
Thanks
show
for-
you portals around keeps and towers. I like the ones in Ands actually. I like what you did from the